Yeah, obviously a great night. I mean, that's a top 25 matchup, and I think it lived up to the billing. You know, we've been able to go out and really just kind of outslug people the first 3 weeks of the season, but a majority of the games we're going to play the rest of the way are going to feel way more like tonight, where it's, you know, a pitch here, a play here, an opportunity to execute offensively there, and it was good to see us kind of stick with it. I mean, the story of the night was, you know, I thought JT was great to start, man. Scattered 5 hits, gave up 1, but I thought he made some really big pitches and big spots. And then obviously getting Matty back. I mean, you know, he's been working really hard to get himself back to where he's at. And everybody knows it's a good heater, man, but I thought he threw some really good changeups tonight. I thought he executed in some big spots, fielded his position well, just all the things that elite winning baseball looks like Matty did tonight, and then Oz finished it. So thought we left some meat on the bone there in the fourth, and we could have kind of lengthened that out a tick more. But man, credit Troy's team. It's a really good ball club. We'll have them again later in the year, and it'll be at their place this time. So good win for our group, and proud of the way we competed tonight for sure.
Coach, you were held to a season low 3 runs tonight. Kind of how do you see the Troy pitching staff attacking your offense tonight?
Just stuff. I mean, Felinsky, that's real stuff. I mean, up to 97, you know, we went in thinking he was fastball slider only was kind of what we had. We had him throw 1 changeup all year, and he threw about 30 changeups tonight. So, you know, that happens. That's college baseball, and you're learning, and when your offense is kind of rolling the way you are, kind of guys do a few things a little bit differently. And I thought Felinsky was really good. I thought he made some really good pitches. Thought we made some really loud outs off of him. We hit some balls really hard. Braun's first went off his leg, and I think Doe hit him in the back a couple innings later. Like, we took some really good swings that kind of resulted in outs. I think the big situation you have when you're facing arms like those two guys, I mean, we only punched out twice on the night, which is huge. But you're not going to get 10 opportunities. It's fun to score every inning, but against the elite pitching staff, you're not going to get those. You're going to get 2, 3 a night, and you've got to cash in when you do it. And, you know, we did a good job adding on Brady getting a 2-strike ball in play to score that one to give us a third. But a couple things there in the fourth. You know, we get a little bit of a delayed read on Snell's double, you know, not knowing necessarily where the outfield's at. And so because of that, we have to hold him at third. And then we have a really good at bat, and he ends up walking, and it gets to Richie, which I'll take 100 times out of 100 in that situation. He just missed it. Was on the right pitch, was on time, just missed it. And then guy executes a 3-2 pitch to Bryce and gets out of the inning. But that's one of those where you got to take a 2-1 game in that moment and make a 3 or 4-1 game. Then you add it again late, and all of a sudden it's a 5 or 6 run game. And that's what you have to do to keep lengthening. Where the days of us having 15-run innings are fun, but they're pretty few and far in between of what we're getting ready to walk into. So got to do a little bit better job of just inching that lead out when we get it. But again, we did enough, and our pitching staff was phenomenal tonight.
How does that kind of test your team's mentality going from scoring double-digit runs to only scoring 3 runs? How do you keep them going back up there and keep trying to extend the lead?
I think the beauty is that those dudes in that locker room, as long as we have more runs than the other team, they don't care if we win 100 to 99 or 1-0. You know, as long as we're on the right side. But I think that locker room is really happy, and so I think it was just a really joint effort. You know, it was a pitching staff that was elite tonight. It was really good defense tonight, and it was enough offense tonight. And that's what you have to be able to win different ways in college baseball. You have to. And the teams that get to play in June and deep into June are ones that play the way we did tonight, that do some of those little things and pitch the ball and play defense the way we did tonight. That's what championship baseball looks like.
Matthew, what was working for you tonight that allowed you to throw 4 innings of shutout baseball, allowing just 1 hit?
I was just able to command the zone. That's been my biggest thing in this offseason is I've always been able to be in the zone with control, but command is putting it where you want to put it. And I've been working really hard on that, and I think all my pitches today I had command with them.
Coach, really, a lot of the pitching staff was really good today. JT, only 1 run. Matthew, shutout, and Osmer, 3 strikeouts in the 9th inning. Kind of what did you see out of them kind of attacking a really good Troy offense on a kind of cold night like this? Yeah,
I think Matty hit the nail on the head. I thought JT moved the ball in and out. Like, when you only throw to one side of a plate as a pitcher, it can be easy to game plan against you a little bit. And I thought JT got some cutters up under the lefty's hands, which balls or strikes just makes you respect that side of the plate a little bit and can open it up. I thought Matty did a really good job. We try to hit his fastball all the time. It's the most miserable thing as a hitter to try to hit is his heater because it's got action. It'll carry. It'll sink. It'll cut occasionally. it's got all of that. But I think to his point, that next step in his development has been last year. It's like set up middle and just throw that thing, let it go wherever it wanted to go. Now he's able to kind of move that thing in and out. He's able to move that pitch up when he wants to. But the real game changer against him is, they call an offensive timeout, and it's like we're going to take away his heater. And he goes and executes. Still one of the best hitters in college baseball. Brooks Bryan's one of the best hitters in college baseball. Executes a 2-2 left-on-left changeup to get a punch out late. Like, that's next level type stuff, and that's the step Matty's taken in that. And I thought we did that all night. I thought JT did a really good job of just minimizing stuff in his outing. They try to build something, and he didn't make bigger ones. Second and third, one out, and he gets the next two guys out, and we give up one, but then we go score two and got the lead right back. So just an outstanding job by all those guys, mixing, commanding the zone, and doing some good things there.
Coach, you spoke so highly about him in the offseason. I think everyone knew he was something special, but you look at just the tumultuous pace that Justin LeBron is on right now. Did you see this level of play coming?
Man, you just sit back and enjoy it. It's what he's doing right now is different. Like, they executed pitches on him tonight too, which is the hard thing. But the maturity of Justin right now is he's not getting himself out on some borderline pitches. Like, they executed some really good sliders down the way, some fastballs down the way. In last year, Justin might have moved on those pitches, but instead he took them, and some of those were strikes tonight. But then he got his mistake and he didn't miss it. They hang a first pitch breaking ball to him to start the game, and he hits 105 off the guy's leg, and he's locked in right now, man. He's a special player. He's a really good teammate. And he's doing it at the hardest position to play in college baseball. It's not like and it's not to negate DHs. I love my boy Bull, but he's also doing it while playing an elite brand of baseball at shortstop. So he's a special player, man, and that's on nights like that. When you're playing teams like this, I say it all the time, your best player's got to be your best player. And between Justin LeBron and Matty Heiberger, two of our best were their best tonight, and that's why we won.
Coach, Richie Bonmala Jr. Has reached base all 14 games this season. Kind of how big is he in that role there? Turn the lineup card over from the 9 holes to back to Bryce and Justin Brown.
Yeah, I think a lot of guys on Twitter would like me to move him up in the lineup. And who knows where this season will take us. But I've said this, you guys have heard me say this a lot in here. Like, the best lineups I've ever coached at 9 holes dynamic, and they're on base at an elite clip. And it does. Like, you get to that point, and you feel, it's weird, but you feel good about your 9 hole coming up. Your 9 hole's not hitting 150, and as a defender, your 9 hole's probably one of your top 3 or 4 best hitters, And my favorite thing about Richie, man, like, he's got some hits, and he hit a homer, and he's done some things, he steal bases, but that guy just plays hard. Like, I think he's got 2 or 3 infield hits this year that, for some reason, is like not the cool thing to do anymore, but one of those led to a huge inning a couple weeks ago with 2 outs. He beats out a ball that was pretty routine ground ball, a little bit to shortstop's backhand, and he is busting it down the line and extends the inning, and Braun hit a homer 2. I think he had a grand slam 2 hitters later. Like, he is just so vital to our offense, and the way he competes in the box, the defense he plays. And like I said, who knows how this thing will shake out. I guarantee you there will be ups and downs of this thing, but I love him where he's at right now. If that ain't broke, don't fix it.
Couple more.
Matthew, tonight Brandon Norton made a couple really good plays at second base. Justin's made a couple really good plays at shortstop. There's also the Bryce Fowler 9-3 double play, and I think Richie had one 8-3 double play last night. Kind of while pitching on the mound, kind of how does that give you a little bit ease of mind knowing you have guys back there that can help you out in situations?
Yeah, when I'm on the mound, my confidence is out the roof with those guys behind me. They're spectacular out there. I mean, those guys, I wouldn't trade anybody for them. Those are my guys, and I love them backing me up back there.
Coach, you alluded to it earlier with we know the start of conference play is coming up. You look at this next final non-conference weekend series you have. How do you make sure you don't catch your guys looking ahead, or is that a concern at all?
And we talk about it, but I trust these guys. Like, that's the thing. We're 14-0 right now, which is awesome. But the thing I'm most proud of is they haven't sleptwalked through one of these games. There hasn't been one time that I've had to go get after them because I felt like we were not into it, or we act like we wanted to be somewhere else. We were looking ahead to the next thing. Man, they've showed up and punched the time card every single day, whether that's practice or whether that's a game. And so I trust the maturity of that locker room and the leadership that we have on this team. I trust that those guys will do that. But we talk about it. I mean, I think it's one of those things. It's like, I think sometimes as coaches we think, man, if we just don't talk about it, they won't think about it. Like, these kids think about all sorts of crazy stuff. Like, bring awareness to it and just say, hey, we got to be tougher than that. We got to be tough enough to show up for 3 days against Presbyterian this weekend and lock in. And then we got to show up on Tuesday. I think it's UAB. I don't actually know who we play on to UAB. Show up against UAB on Tuesday. Then we can turn our attention to College Station. And I think that's what the best teams do. Whatever's in front of them is a goal for that day. That's the test of that day, is can you show up and let your preparation lead into success. And like I said, 14 games in, we're 14 for 14 doing that. Regardless, I would be saying the same thing if we were 7-7. Like, they have shown up ready to go every single game. So I trust the leadership and I trust the players in that locker room that they'll prepare tomorrow and we'll come out and get after them on Friday.